Hello, everyone. I'm Frank Jernigan, also known as Phrancko, spelled Phrancko, and I run the website phrancko.com, where you can generate a custom fit sweater pattern for yourself using the yarn and needles that you have created a gauge with. So you don't have to match anyone else's gauge. Hello, everyone. Hi, Mary.
Hello.
Hi, Wally.
Hi, Frank. How we doing?
Good. Hi, Jenny.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Ron.
Hello.
Hi, Sidra.
Hi, all.
Hi, Karen.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi.
Hi, Judith.
Hi, everyone. I can't
How's
see
everyone
Jenny.
doing? You can't see Jenny? Why?
No, I don't know. Maybe there's a, how do you say, censor? I see her.
This member is not available in your country.
Are
It's
you
I have
you-
a black square.
a black square for Jenny?
Yeah.
Wow.
Everyone else I can see. Jenny, what have you been up to?
I'm on the blacklist. Yeah.
What have you done to offend the Canadian government?
Now that would be telling. That would be telling.
Wow.
So how's everyone doing?
Great.
Good. Yeah.
Is
Good.
spring arriving everywhere now?
Oh,
Nope.
No.
yes. No,
Nope.
no.
No. Still 50 degrees here.
Uh,
Raining here
Yeah.
and here.
Yep, and here, raining non-stop.
Rain and
Thankfully.
cool, but not as cool as winter.
yeah.
It cooled down for us to have for the chance to do have some stuff outside, but it's cool for us.
Oh,
Yeah, we're having moderate weather, but the flowers are all blooming and it's really beautiful outside.
mhm.
Yeah, our spring bloom happens back in February.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are long gone.
Yeah.
We can see the cherry blossoms in January.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They're just blooming here. So. As a matter of fact, last weekend, they had a group of people in front of a house, and they stayed there for the whole weekend looking at a bird which is migrated from your state, and it's
Which
bright
state?
blue, California,
Oh,
and it's a bright blue bird, and they were and they were there for like 3 days.
Yeah. A lot of those birds leave California, but then they settle somewhere else and find out that the state's going to get them on property taxes, so they come.
Yeah. Probably
hurricanes or
so.
tornadoes.
Yes, they don't have income taxes, but the state's going to get their money, you silly bird. And back they come, tail feathers between their legs.
Ah. But some man showed me the book of the bird, and it's a chartreuse blue. It's really gorgeous.
The bird's an author?
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't remember the
Change in
bird's
the-
name?
Yeah, change in the weather. A bunty. It was some kind of Lauren Bunty, something like that.
Lauren Bunty sounds like a realtor.
Yeah, it does.
And how was the local yarn store day for you, Ron?
Good, we've had our rush, so things have calmed down now.
yeah, almost didn't expect to see you today, Ron.
Yeah, I had the chance. Everyone sort of came in the first couple hours, so it's calm here now. We'll see if we have a rush again towards the end.
Oh, here you go. Look at that.
And were they buying the stuff you were showing us last week that you were dyeing?
Yes, and we had some sales of some of the other we've got a few promotions going on. So people are taking advantage of that. A lot of people, we do a yarn by the pound sale of discontinued yarns where you can just
wow.
buy them by weight.
Oh,
Yeah.
And fill up a bag with however much you want. And people like to take advantage of that on
Mm.
events because, you know, yarns come in and out and sometimes you're left with 3. And it's a hard sell to look at like 3 little balls of yarn on a shelf versus when you're looking at it in a bin and then you
Yeah.
can take the bin, you fill up your bag and then
Mm.
they take them. So
Well, there were no special events in Montreal.
really?
Yeah, was surprised. I've checked online before I
Uh-huh.
went to one store.
Uh-huh.
Couldn't see anything. I
Oh.
went on Facebook. So it doesn't seem to be popular here. Don't know why.
How strange.
Is Max the knitter? Is he in Montreal?
Yes.
And
Max, oh yes, yes,
Yes. And yeah.
he opened a store recently.
Yeah.
yeah,
Him and him and Vincent, right?
yes,
That's right.
Yeah. I get emails from them. They're always got something on sale.
Mm.
But I've heard on like some of the yarn store owner groups I'm in that it was kind of a tough sell this year, and a lot of the yarn companies who've done like pattern support and had things got to it kind of late or it felt rushed for them. But it may be because the industry is also preparing for H&H next week, which is now the big trade show since TNNA kind of, they didn't dissolve, but they're not offering as much as they used to in terms of they don't have a trade show presence anymore. That's been taken over by H&H, which was based out of Germany. They were in Cologne, and now they have a show outside of Chicago somewhere that happens next week. So I think the overlap might have driven some people's focus elsewhere. So a lot of companies are getting ready for that trade show rather than getting things out for local yarn store day.
Mm.
But I don't know. It's anyone's guess.
Are you going to H&H?
I don't think so. If I decide to go, it'll be at the last minute. When Tim comes over in the morning, I'll say, get your things. We have to get on a plane.
Isn't that fun to be able to do that?
Yeah, Tim
Oh.
loves things happening at the last minute without a plan or knowing.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I love it.
It doesn't give him crippling anxiety at all.
okay, I hear it in his voice.
Quick, Tim, let's fly across the country. What's going to happen when we get there? I don't know.
well, hello, Sumner.
Hi.
Thanks for
Hi.
joining us. Didn't
Yeah,
get to-
imagine I have to work for a living.
Yeah, oh, really?
Yeah,
On a sad day too.
How
every
annoying.
Saturday.
Kind of a low energy day today. Are we all still revving up?
I finally started my right panel. Hi,
Oh.
Kathy. Sorry.
What'd you say?
I'm finally starting my right panel of the front of my waistcoat.
Oh,
wow.
good.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yay.
I said I started deep cleaning the kitchen, so yes, it is a low energy day. I can't believe how dirty your cupboards get, just over time.
Mhm.
I mean, Maybe it's been 20 years, but
Yes, pots
I
and
know.
pans that are back in the cabinet you don't know about.
It's just the front of the
I
cabinet.
have a cleaning lady, which is indispensable to me, which is great. But also, like, her putting things away philosophy seems to be a place for everything and everything somewhere else.
Mhm.
And so
Oh.
every week it's just like, where's my pot? Where's my saucepan? Wait, has anyone seen my wok? Like, where did the salad bowls go? And where's the vegetable peeler? All those 5 drawers she puts it in.
Oh, wow.
And it all
that
just
would
kind of
drive
like,
me crazy.
and you'll open the silverware drawer, reach for a spoon, and you've got a fork.
Mm.
Because they switched places this week. So it keeps things fresh. Maybe it's good for your keeps your mind limber. Not your back, digging around for where the pot you just had was.
Yeah.
How did it get to the back? I used it 2 days ago.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that. Always something everywhere different.
Yeah,
If it fits, it fits.
because we think we're gonna remember where we put it, and we don't.
Yeah.
No.
There we go. Well, it had to be done. So I'm going to visit Cindy next week.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
nice.
Yes, I'm very much looking forward to that. It's like a little vacation. And I don't know, we're probably not just going to do much of anything, just sit around and knit and talk and stuff. And it'll be really nice.
horseback riding.
Horseback riding?
Yeah, she has horses.
That's true. That's true.
Depends on whether it's raining or not.
Yeah.
Right. Well, if you ever make your way down here, I can guarantee the horses will be dry.
I thought that area was beautiful when we went through. I mean, it was just amazing, the Mojave Desert, because we had to go down through Las Vegas
Oh yeah.
last year because of the storms and the snow and stuff.
Yeah.
The mountains were all closed, but it was just beautiful there. It's just probably really hot in the summertime.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, East Kern is across the mountains in the Mojave Desert.
Yeah.
We are also in a desert, but it used to be marshland. It was in places that simultaneously a swamp and a desert.
Oh.
No rainfall, but a lot of runoff. But
Hmm.
they dammed the mountain up there, so like the big river that goes through Bakersfield is always dry because they've dammed it and no water.
Oh,
That's awful.
I'm sure it's for some reason. I also know the river is very deadly. It has like a very fierce undercurrent, so the surface of the river looks very placid,
Hmm.
and then
Oh.
your entire family gets sucked away.
Oh,
And
that's
have, like,
no fun.
morbid little signs up telling
Hmm.
you how many people have been sucked away by the river this year.
oh dear.
But I think by the time it got into town, it was just like people go and fish and like, but very few reasons to go outside here.
Well,
Unlike-
okay, I've got something to show, and
Okay.
I have to ask opinions on a problem I have.
Oh.
So I have started a yoke using the colors I showed you last week. And let's see if I can spotlight myself. There we go. And so here's how it looks.
Oh, pretty.
Okay.
It's curled up, so it's hard to, let's see, over here. You can
Yeah.
see it better.
Mhm.
Okay. So we talked about how to make the patterns come out even on each round. And it turns out, I thought we had a plan and I was going to be able to do it the way Ron suggested. But it turns out that every size has a different number of repeats. And I want to do 9 different sizes. And I struggled with how to make them all come out even on every round. There just isn't a way to do it. There is no right number of stitches to put that. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know. I just can't make them fit for every size. So I made a choice to give a try to just choose a spot, which I chose on the left rear shoulder, where the patterns just don't match. And I'd like to show you that spot, and you can tell me if it's just horrible. Let's see if I can spread it out so you can see it. It's there.
Yeah.
You can see the
Oh, I can
patterns
see.
don't repeat at about
Yeah.
this point
Yeah.
No, that's
Mhm.
for you to have.
Oh, it's for
right
me.
here.
Oh, to have.
And that would be on the rear of my right shoulder back here. What do you think?
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah, bring you my hardest problems, so you have to solve them.
I think
Have
like
you-
with a lot of Norwegian patterns, where the patterns change, people don't care, right? So
Mm.
it would depend on where you put your jog. And that's about as benign a place as any.
Yeah, I thought about putting it in the middle of the back, but then I thought, no, then it's just going to be obvious. I thought it'd be less obvious along this, what's essentially a shoulder seam, though it doesn't look like a seam. But it goes into the top of the seam of the faux seam of the set-in sleeve cap.
And it's only at the yoke because the pattern's only on the yoke.
That's right. Well, the yoke will every single place it goes from the body to the sleeve cap will be a place where it's discontinuous. All 4 of them will be discontinuous, but I don't mind that because it just says, oh yeah, these are set-in sleeves. Those are like faux seams. And so it's okay if they break at that point. But since this is the only one that breaks on the yoke around the neck, it sort of is unique.
So
I don't know
one
if it works.
potential solution that comes to mind as an option
Yeah.
would be to put in some vertical window painting as a contrast that can go wherever it needs to go. Like this kind of. I made a sketch that I had spilled coffee on the other side. Let me
we
pull the
don't
coffee
care.
out of the way so you
Okay.
don't, but don't look messy. Actually, it's not coffee, it's tea. I don't know why I would think it was coffee. I never drink coffee. That's a tea stain, everyone.
Okay. Yes.
So a vertical band that just falls where it falls for each of either on the sleeve caps only or potentially at each of the ribs, wherever, a vertical pane. But I think just on the sleeve caps would solve that issue. And then wherever there's a jog, it won't matter because that is always a vertical stack of stitches that are always color A or color B or whatever. So when the jog is here, it's always hidden.
Yeah, that's a great
Oh,
solution.
that's a good solution. Sure.
Do we have
Yep.
Mrs. Higgins reticule here somewhere?
Mrs. Who?
Oh, I have a design for a reticule bag I made that was for a prop in a show, but I published the pattern. But it was done with window painting. There were motifs that you would repeat 5 around, And to prevent the jog, they had a window pane. I don't know if there's
Right.
another name for this kind of technique
Uh-huh.
where you just, there's a vertical motif that runs. And then
And so that,
increase
but
can be hidden.
what you're suggesting is I put them on the lines that mark the saddles
Yeah.
on the front and back, and then
Yeah.
it doesn't matter, they don't match, that the pattern is
Yeah.
broken across
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
bar.
And you could carry them down along the
Yeah,
sides,
and
and
carry
those
'em.
cast on stitches could have a complementary pattern down the underarm or whatever,
Uh,
if you don't want them to just disappear.
right. That sounds like a good solution. Thanks, Ron.
Yep. Yeah.
Looks
Sure.
like I'll be starting the yoke over.
That's
you
what
know-
friends are for.
Since I've knitted 20 yokes in the last year in designing this sweater, it's nothing for me to start over.
So, and I would think, Franco, that it's the specific pattern that's creating the jog, correct?
Yes, but you see, the pattern is different for every size. I mean, I want to use the same pattern for every size, but the number of stitches around is different for every size, and it's different for every row of patterns. So the number of
it's not-
stitches for this row is different than the number of stitches for this one. In fact, they aren't
Wow.
even the same width. I had to move increases around to collect them on as few rows as possible for every size, and then fit these horizontal patterns into the number of stitches that are between the increases. So the increases only happen on the solid rows.
Mm-hmm.
But
In
then
the
your
chat,
patterns
in the chat, I'm putting a link to the bag pattern I was talking about, where you can see the window pane in action, in case my sketch wasn't helping everyone visualize what I was saying. I
Okay.
know I have one made somewhere, but
Let me see if I can share my screen and show that.
Oh, that's cool.
okay, there we go.
Oh, yeah, that's neat.
Oh, yeah.
Let's look at this
Hmm.
one.
Oh, wow, that's good.
So
Yeah,
you could put a pattern like
What?
this
yeah.
along
Yeah.
the faux seams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it can be a very narrow, that's a 4-stitch band.
Uh-huh.
So it's that's maybe 5/8 of an inch in the actual knitted thing.
Hmm.
And I've seen them like quite bold as well. But
Now-
that's one
Hmm.
visual solution. And then the jog does go somewhere. There is a jog in it. You don't do anything to disguise it, but it falls along a vertical line. So it's
Right.
not, it never stands out.
Right. Okay. I could maybe make it 3 stitches wide instead of 4.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would
Anything
work
that is
to
a
make it 2.
vertical,
Yeah, it can't be.
even if it were
2.
color A, color B, color A as like a stripe, it doesn't have to have its own Fair Isle pattern in it. It just
Right.
a vertical line.
Well, thanks, Ron. You gave me something else to work on.
This is only because I cut my teeth on stranded knitting. Like that was the first technique that I fell in love with as a knitter. Like I made my ugly scarf, I paid my new knitter tax, and then got into stranded knitting. And
Isn't that
like,
funny?
everyone on custom stranded.
I'm exactly the opposite. I've only done one stranded sweater that I published, and that was years ago. And I decided I was never going to do another one.
I made until I started my half-finished sweater here. I've made one Intarsia project. Just like I did it. Yep, I can do Intarsia. Bye-bye.
Yeah. No, I fell in love with Intarsia about a year ago, as you remember.
Yeah.
And at first I did the solid blocks of color in the round, and then I did the butterfly sweater, which is called Transformation Sweater. And I love Intarsia.
Yeah. So
So everybody has their
was-
preferences, and actually, this is making me more interested in stranded color work. I thought I was going to be using more ladder back, but all of the bands are so small, they have very short little strands in between. So there's no ladder backing in these patterns that I've chosen.
Did you use, what book, did you use a book for picking? the
Yes, I have several books of color Fair Isle patterns.
Yeah.
And I'll show you the one I used and tell you why. I used Alice Starmore's Book of Fair Isle Knitting. And the reason this one turns out to be the best for me is that each band had a certain width it could be. It might be 5 stitches wide, 6 stitches wide, 7 stitches wide, or 8 stitches wide. And she has a section where the patterns are by size.
Mhm.
So these are 4-row patterns, and these are 5-row patterns all the way over here, and 6-row patterns here, and 7-row patterns here. And I needed one 8-row pattern, and guess what? Oh no, that's not right. Never mind. I was thinking I had to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Never mind.
Yeah.
It seemed like one was missing that I needed, but I guess I was thinking of
I have a
something.
question because I'm just starting to get into stranded work more and
Uh-huh.
really liking it. More so than Intarsia. No, more, that's right. So liking Fair Isle. But Fair Isle generally, do they do yoke sweaters generally? I thought, aren't they mostly drop sleeves?
Well, Lopi sweaters are a form of, it's not Fair Isle, but it's Lopi, and it's color work that is yoked and it's stranded.
Right.
It's stranded color work. It's not technically called Fair Isle.
Yeah, I've done Lopi, but they're all yoked and there's no jogs in them, but it's a different pattern, right?
I suppose the patterns are vertical rather than horizontal. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
I think so. I don't know enough of them. I showed you guys my Lopi before. I loved it, but there's no jog, right? So I'm just
And that's because why?
I don't know, but there's no jog, right?
Well,
So
I was
it's where
thinking it was
the
because the
increases,
patterns are vertical.
right? It's where the increases
In other
are
words, they
always
radiate
within a
out from the
block.
neck. And so the jog is between patterns and you don't notice it. There is a jog. There's always a jog.
Right, but it's always on a solid color.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's
Yeah.
less noticeable.
Yeah, I guess the patterns are vertical. They spray out.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. No, just a thinking out loud thing because I have that book that you're mentioning that Alice Starmore's. I have that book and I was looking at some patterns to do. So anyway,
They do a lot of set-in sleeves too, Sumner. They just have steeks and they steek everything and then you cut the armholes open.
yeah,
It-
knitting in tubes, not a lot of shaping.
Yeah, they just shape it. They shape it, but they have that checkerboard in between. And then they
Right.
cut the armhole. So they do both. They do both.
Did Ron disappear or is he just not on my screen?
No, he disappeared.
Oh.
Visibility cloak.
Looked like Karen disappeared too. Hi, Karen.
There's more than one invisibility cloak.
So, Jenny, your sweater that you knit on lace weight.
Yes.
So is that yarn have a halo on it, or is it a smooth yarn?
A smooth yarn.
And did you just use sock yarn, a blend, or is it a,
It's not sock yarn because it's lace weight, and I don't think you can get lace weight sock yarn. Let me have a look and see if I can find what the yarn was.
because
Hold on.
it's beautiful, and like I went back to try my alpaca that I was knitting on zeros, and it really is very uncomfortable to knit. So I'm gonna scratch that, and I want to replace it with a nice fine weight wool to make that turtleneck that I want to make. And I'm struggling on what I would use, because I don't want a sock weight yarn. I also think it would be awful hot knit on zeros, because it would be, I don't know, I just think it would be very warm.
So this was fiber spates is the name of the yarn. Fiber spates gleam.
Okay.
But it's a blue flaced. You can tell I'm tired. Blue. Oh, I can't get it out.
Blue-faced
Blue-faced
Leicester.
Leicester and silk.
Ooh,
Okay.
nice combination.
And you enjoyed the knitting of it. It had a little give to it.
Yes, it was lovely to knit with. Yes.
Okay. So blue-faced Leicester, because I was wondering what blend would be good at a fine weight yarn. And you just said you could wear that everywhere because it just was very versatile because of the weight of it.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I will look up that. And fiber spates, S as in Sam, P like Papa, ATES.
No. So FYBER SPATES.
Okay, good. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you much. I will look at that.
Yeah.
Like I need another project in the works. Yeah. Something
Of
else
course you
on
do.
that. Why change now? You know. Oh, here's Ron. He took his invisibility cloak off.
He
We
did.
can see you, just so you know.
I've come up with a new question. If I did that technique and created a vertical band that had color on every row, what do I do on these rows where there is not a second color? I'm not carrying it all the way across the front and the back.
Right.
I could use ladder back jacquard to carry them all the way across the front and the back.
You could.
I don't really want to do that. I don't want to make the sweater almost impossible to knit.
Right. Or
Slip
it can
stitch.
just be bars between bars, if that's attractive.
Yeah.
It can be a leftover yarn from the row above. Like if there's stripes like that are one color, you can just
Mhm.
pull the other color down and use it for just those stitches, and then back up, or a slip stitch pattern can go there. I don't know, the sky's the limit, right?
I had an epiphany.
Unhelpful. I
Frank,
don't know.
what if
Yes.
you just did that pattern in the color that was on that row? It would look amazing, I think. So you have that.
But there is no second color on some of the rows. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's one color on
Oh, so
several
drop
rows.
it. So yeah,
Let
drop
me-
down like Ron said.
Yeah, if I spotlight again. Oops, I don't know what I just did.
So like
I meant to do.
if you look at my reticule, what I've done between horizontal motifs is, rather than any vertical lines, it's divided by a little checkerboard pattern to avoid that happening.
Did I disappear?
Did
No,
I
we can
disappear?
see you.
No.
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 Why don't I see me?
No.
Oh, there.
I
can
clicked
see you.
something, I don't know what it was, and I went away.
Well, we
Click
can see
Judith
you.
censored us.
Now I don't know what to do. W-
The knitting police are out in force tonight. They're knocking people off left, right, and
Well, I
centre.
can't
Mary, did we put
spotlight
you to
myself
sleep?
because I'm not on the screen.
But we can see you.
Let's
Hey,
try
Mary.
something else. How many people do you each see?
10.
10.
I see
Oh.
6.
Yeah,
I see 10.
I see 9.
Let's see.
8.
10 including myself.
Review.
8
I'm
excluding
back.
Jenny.
1, 2.
I'm back.
Yay.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
back.
yeah, 10.
Apparently, I turned off self view, and I had to.
I think we've lost Mary.
Oh,
No, Mary's sleeping.
Oh, Mary's sleeping.
That's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
oh.
Oh, stranded knitting questions.
It's just such an exciting subject.
Yeah, there's your answer, Phrancko. Yeah.
Okay.
So
What I
That's
was
funny.
trying to do was to show you there's actually like 5 rows here that have no second color on them. And so the pattern would easily be done where there's a second color. The red is the second color. The blue is the second color.
So it
The
would
rest
just
of
be
these rows
broken,
have no second color.
but it'd be broken by the rows that don't have a second color, and I think that would be fine. Just do it on the rows with a second color.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll give that a try.
You
Yeah,
could also duplicate stitch after at the end if you don't like that.
Oh. Oh, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, no.
but you could.
Thanks for the suggestion, Kathy. No.
Thanks,
I
but
just
no
mean,
thanks.
I just mean, you know, on those certain.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But remember, this sweater is for publication, and you have to keep it somewhat simple.
I have a problem with that. I never keep anything simple.
So yeah, it seems that the tack I took in my little bag was to just divide my horizontal bands with a small colorwork checker rather than vertical lines. Thus, every row has something carried along with it.
Mm-hmm.
I missed that. Say that again.
If you look at my little bag, if that's still handy, its horizontal bands are divided by not straight lines, but a little checkerboard motif.
Oh, I see. So there were colors on those lines. I got it.
Yeah. So that's also something, just a simple stranded pattern that works to break up the more complicated motifs, a little
Right.
kiri or something.
Another idea I had when I was first thinking about this problem was to put a contrasting pattern on the sleeve caps, on the shoulder pads. What do you call these? The saddles and
The
the
shoulder
sleeve
caps,
caps. And I even, let me see if I can find it. I even did a little sample of what they call a lice pattern, which is
That's exactly what I was
just little
thinking about.
dots of color across. And I thought about just having the striped pattern across the front and then do the lice pattern on the saddles. So that's another possibility. But I hit the same problem that I didn't know what to do when there was no second color. But if I do what Ron just said, there would be a second color all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for addressing my problem. And
Well, that's really cool.
I love doing design with all of you guys.
Art
Now-
by committee.
Ron,
That's right. So what are the rest of you working on?
Okay.
I'm still doing knitting for community charity.
Yes, you're doing squares,
Yes, the rectangles.
rectangles. Ah, oh, it's bigger than I remembered.
Wow.
Excellent.
kind of boring.
Well,
Kinda
sometimes you
boring.
want to do boring, especially if you're in a meeting like this.
No, you take my words incorrect.
Yeah.
Well, no, how many times have I been in this meeting that I wish I had boring because I
I
have to
know.
rip back, I have to frog, I have to, yeah.
I know that I thought, well, I guess I won't be working on this in the meeting.
No,
There's no way I would be able
no,
to.
too complicated,
That's right.
too complicated. I'm with you on that one. So I had asked Ginny, Ron, and I would like your opinion. So she had that lovely lace weight sweater that she made
My
for
son wants
Phrancko
my opinion, I guess.
out of blue faced Leicester and silk.
Uh-huh.
But so I really would like a sweater's quantity worth of something like that. Does your shop carry a brand
Of a BFL silk.
or something similar? Because I want a lightweight, small gauge yarn to make a turtleneck out of. That's
Like a
not
slick
alpaca.
a slick texture or bouncy.
Something with a little sheen and a bounce to it, maybe, but no halo.
What's that new yarn from Jody Long? Delish.
No alpaca.
Do you remember me showing the little bag that Tim made?
Yes, the green.
Oh, yeah,
green
yeah.
leaf.
Remember me the bag and a skein in a. If we have a spinach color.
Oh,
Spinach color.
Is it? Well, that's my favorite color. That's my favorite color, green. I know.
So
Hi, Tim. Is Tim there? We
Yep,
didn't say
that was
hi to
Tim.
Tim yet.
What gauge is it?
it is marketed as a fingering, as an extra fine, super fine.
Oh, okay.
And it calls for a US 3.
Okay.
So it's edging into sport. It's a tube ply, so it looks rather plump, but under tension. It's no halo, very shiny,
no.
cool in the hand, but still cozy. I don't know. And a great amount of.
I forgot to give you the sample swatch.
Here's the swatch.
Oh, okay. What's
So-
the composition?
It is 50-50 silk and extra fine merino.
Oh,
Oh, sweet. Okay, so when's a good time for me to call you to see if we can't place an order for some of that?
I'll be in tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific. So
Okay, 3.
1 at your time, right?
I think that's 3 my time. No, that's 1 my
10
time.
a.m. I'll be
That's
here
fine.
from 1 to 6 your time.
Okay. I will be calling the shop.
You are going to knit a sweater in superfine yarn on number 3 needles.
Yep. That's
I
not
would never
alpaca.
even think of it.
That's not alpaca. Well, and I might do like it on number 2s. Like I want a small gauge.
And this would be beautifully good for cross temperature because it's that 50-50 blend of silk and merino, meaning it's going to have great qualities of both of them. It is cool in the hands, but it's got just a supreme drape. It's soft. I don't know, it's a great yarn, and textured stitches in it. Even though it's a 2-ply, which generally means they lay flat, a 2-ply yarn makes great lace because it wants to lay flat and open, but it often does poor dimensional work because it wants to lay flat. But something like a
Right.
contrast cable, but even look how deep and springy the ribbing
Yep.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
what I want.
It looks like it'd make a beautiful sweater. It would just take
Yeah.
a year to knit it. That's all.
Well, I know.
Well, at his stockinette speed.
And
I'm
what
out of
is
my
the name
mind.
of the yarn again, Ron?
This is called Delish.
Jody Long, delish. Great.
Well, and lucky you, I think, Franco, it's gonna be a Franco.
Oh, good.
Not a saddle shoulder because the numbers got too wonky.
What happened? What?
The numbers got
Oh,
wonky when I
yes.
put them in for the fingering weight and the saddle shoulder. The saddle ends up being like very small. So
Wait,
because it's not like a sweater weight generally.
I need to know what happened. Can you?
So what I want to do is make it like a V-neck
Yeah.
so that
You're
it's just
saying it
really
at a very
versed.
fine weight. For some reason, the saddle shoulder
The
didn't
saddle's
work.
got thinner than I would want. I would
Oh.
want a thicker saddle than
Okay.
thinner.
Yeah.
So I'd want like
I thought they
30.
were always a certain width, like 2 inches.
I
or
want
something.
30 stitches across to
I
be
see.
in that weight, like 15 on each side, so that it's a nice, we'll see. I will
Okay.
mess around with my Phrancko calculator.
Who else has something to show us? Come on, all these
Courageous.
knitters here, and you must have something to show us.
A cow
Ah,
with puff stitches and little bubbles, and I don't know if you can see because I can't see myself, and I can't
There
see.
it is. Yeah, that you can see it now.
Good.
oh yeah.
And
Oh, yeah, you can see it,
I
yeah.
made before with the same yarn a little cap
Oh,
that
a little
uses the
beret.
Nice. Look at that.
same pattern.
Oh, that's a cute cap.
It is.
A great beret.
And what's
Yeah.
the yarn you're doing that with?
It was leftover Cascade 220 worsted weight
Oh,
that I used for my Phrancko yoke sweater.
I see.
So
Can you put the hat on for us? Can you?
let me see.
Oh, cute. C'est si bon.
Oh, nice. Look at that.
I don't know.
That's so cute.
Yeah, yeah, très joli. Très joli.
Thank you. That's great. Who's
So I'm
next?
just
I'm ready to
on
break yarn.
on my socks. So
Ah,
they're
Oh, sweet.
there now. Yeah. So I'm on
Those are
the last
fun.
bit of ribbing, and then I will bind off on my socks. So there they are, my long stripy socks.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah.
And now
I'm
all you need to do is go to Italy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and work for the Pope.
Get away from the rain.
They look like Christmas socks because of the colours.
red
So,
and green.
yeah.
Yeah, they're cute.
Where are the heels?
Oh, hang on a minute. Turn it around. So it's short
Oh, I
row
thought maybe
heels.
there were no heels.
No, it's short row heels.
I see.
Yeah. So, but what I did was I broke the yarn as I finished the short row heel, so that the front is continuous, so you can't see where the heel goes from the front.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very
nice.
Yeah, to
Nice.
keep the stripes going. Yeah.
Perfect.
It's fun.
Tim, cough it up. Here comes Tim.
So
Oh God, here he is.
I'm in the middle of working on that last project that I showed you guys, but I started a small version of it because I wanted to kind of decide what shapes I want to go with. So here's the inspiration. He's a little
Oh,
monster from
wow.
a Japanese RPG,
Oh my gosh.
designed
Very
by
cute.
a amazing famous designer who passed away recently. So that was why I
Akira
decided.
Toriyama.
Yeah.
oh.
Mm.
Here's how he looks like so far. A really long tail that I'm gonna probably tie so that his tail
Hold it a
goes-
little higher. There.
Oh.
Oh, how cute.
That is lovely.
Wow.
Got a
That
grin.
is lovely.
It's adorable.
Yeah.
I am making a Holger sweater, which I posted a link to in the chat. So this is my sample for our tweed yarn
Yeah.
that I'm working on.
Oh,
Oh, how
Child
nice.
size sweater
Oh,
with the drop
that's
shoulder
nice.
sleeve. It's got this. I don't know. I've seen a lot of tops lately with this shoulder treatment, where the back is short rows like this in a trapezoid shape, but the front just starts.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So I've seen it. I had to help a customer seam one because she couldn't figure out how to seam it. And then I was looking at the schematic, like, what in the world is happening here? But we seamed it.
Oh.
So in the design, the hem and the neck hem and each sleeve is a different color. And then 2 different colors of stripes in the body. So I've got these little mini skeins pulled. And these will be
Oh,
the
neat.
contrast.
Nice.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, nice. Look at that.
So it's
Great
Yep.
palette.
Mm.
6 different hues, all with the same value.
Yeah.
Mm. Mhm.
oh,
So-
yeah.
And these are some little mini skeins we dyed up
Sure.
of the yarn. So I wanted a sample that would show them off. So that's what I'm working on. I just finished the body and I'm about to switch to a smaller needle so I can knit the bottom cuff.
Okay.
Ah,
Oh, nice.
Just a little
Beautiful.
palette cleanser, I guess. But it's cute. I like the way the
Yeah.
stripes are
The
working out.
fabric.
And I've got a jog in here somewhere. There's my jogless jog treatment. You can
Ah.
vaguely
Ah.
see the line. It's following.
Yes.
I love the Tweety bits.
Mm.
And
Very
so
nice.
I've got
Very
'em.
nice yarn.
Mm.
halfway through the
Ah.
stripe, I do a wrap like trapping a float.
Bye, Kelsey.
In if you were doing stranded knitting, I trap the float halfway up
Okay.
contrast stripe. It moves it over by one and gives it a little more vertical stretch.
Oh,
Interesting.
Mm.
Do you move it back and forth on each row? Move it over one and then back one?
I'm just moving it. Do you mean
Parallel.
the beginning of round or the wrapped stitch? It all moves over.
I don't know about the wrap stitch. I thought we were talking about carrying the color up the back. No?
I am, but I wrap it like I wrap it like it's a float halfway
Oh.
through its partner color. So halfway through the pink stripe, I wrap the green around the pink and then finish the green stripe or the pink stripe. And then the
Mhm.
green's ready to go up here, preventing me from having a long carried up yarn.
Right.
No,
Right.
I'm
And
with
the
you.
fact that it's tied around a stitch and moves over as I do the short rows that move over one stitch at the
I
beginning of
see.
round each
Yes.
time. It's less snagging for a child and it lets me be sure I have enough vertical give in that carried up yarn because I'm not
Right.
leaving in stripes.
Good.
I have one quick thing I want
Oh,
to say.
Tim wants to say something. Tim has an important message.
Hi.
Hi.
I wanted to do a quick shout out to the person who called our shop from New
Oh,
Mexico
yeah.
the other day.
Margarita.
Yeah, she watches the live stream or maybe the
Yeah.
post live stream, but she's working on a Phrancko. And right now she wanted to make I think a baby blanket for a relative. So but it was very sweet of her to think of us.
Yes.
So thank
Oh,
you.
nice. How
Hi,
nice.
Margarita.
in
Hi,
New Mexico.
Margarita.
Hello, Margarita. Welcome to come join us sometime.
Well
Yes.
remembered, Tim. I almost forgot to say hello to her. So we know you're all out there.
Okay, only 5 minutes left. Who's going to show us something?
I'm working
I-
on
Go on.
I'm working on Kathy's Angelica, and I'm ready to split out for the
Ugh.
scene.
Oh, that
Wow.
looks nice.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful
Wow.
stitch pattern.
It's going
That's where
pretty
I'm at right now.
quickly.
What's that?
It's going pretty quickly.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it. Does not feel like it at all.
Well, I started this last year, and I don't know, summer went, everybody's seen it before, except for maybe people that haven't been on here before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, look at that.
finally doing.
I love that
this thing.
design.
They're like Celtic roses. Is
Yeah,
that
hold it up
Yeah.
again.
Aren't they Celtic roses?
Oh,
I don't think that's what they're called,
beautiful.
but
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Beautiful.
I call it roses, but
Mm.
that wasn't. I
Sounded
think
gorgeous.
I had to jimmy the design a little bit to make the rose look.
Mm.
But yeah.
Very nice.
Very
Anyway,
nice.
I must be a glutton for punishment today, so I'm finally hemming all the facings.
Okay,
I'm crocheting another baby blanket.
Another one.
Another
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, well,
Wow.
people do work.
Oh, oui.
This is called the lemonade stitch, and it's a vertical
Oh.
one, which I like.
Oh, that's fun.
Beautiful.
But the one thing I want to say is, Ron, you had that thing on YouTube on your sample. I found this absolutely great. I mean,
Good.
not only is, you learn so many stitches at one time. It's absolutely great.
Yeah,
It is. It's, you learn so many things at one, people should take that from your YouTube then.
please. It's
I
for
mean,
you.
I have to commend you. I really love this. So
It's
you know.
what he's talking about there on my YouTube channel.
Right.
There's the pattern for the swatch that we make for every yarn. And I've got a video sort of describing the where and why for of how we design the swatch. And if you're an impulse yarn buyer and you're just like, I'm getting this and I don't know what I'm going to do with it, it's a good way to get to know your yarns and see how they behave in different stitch patterns. And
That's great.
so
Yeah,
I'm
it
glad you
is.
saw that.
Absolutely.
Thank
It
you
was
for
absolutely
sharing
Can
it
you-
with me.
Can you put a link to that into the chat, and I will
Yeah.
put it into the description. of the
That's
video.
on Ravelry too. So
I will absolutely do that.
and I mean, it teaches you so many things. The pattern. How do you read a pattern? And you have, it's great. I loved it.
You could even do a whole scarf from that.
Yes.
Yeah, I've had people get and share that they've done they just repeated it from the beginning and
Yeah.
made a little scarf. Here it is on its Ravelry page, and it is for everyone to have and take and enjoy however they'd like.
Thank
Where's
you.
the chat
Yeah.
window?
I will put that in the description of the video when I post it online.
There you go. Right.
So we make every yarn that comes into the shop, either Tim or I have made this swatch out of it. So we've experienced every yarn we have in several different stitch patterns, because I think it's important for, educated staff. We have firsthand
Right.
experience with how every yarn here behaves.
Because
I will
It's
show you
happening.
what I'm working on as soon as I get this stitch. I'm doing a make one, and it'll keep the marker from falling off. So, okay, there we go.
Right. I know you can't stop where the marker is. You always lose that marker.
Yeah. Don't we all?
Okay, this is a pattern called Corbis by
Oh, look at that.
Natasha Hornby.
Oh, wow.
yes. Wow.
Got a basket weave pattern, and
Yeah.
then these are diamonds with little baubles,
Nice.
Wow.
and it's all in the round.
It's beautiful.
I'm
That
using
is
a new yarn to me, and I really like the way it feels. It's knitting for olive pure silk.
oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a potato chippy project.
Potato chippy?
Potato chippy.
What do you mean by
Potato
that?
chippy. I mean, you can't stop. You gotta do one more row and one
You can't
I see.
It's just
You just
got
have
so
to do
much-
another one to see what it's going to look like after one more row.
Yeah, it's just engaging. It's not boring and it's not too challenging, but
Oh,
it's
sounds like a
challenging
great
enough.
pattern.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
good.
Well, it looks like it's about that time. I can't
Okay.
believe how the hour just flies by with you all.
Right?
We have such a good time. And
Yes.
I want to close by inviting anyone who sees this to come and visit us.
Yes.
This is not a closed group.
Nope.
We
It's a happy
welcome
one.
newcomers. And so please come join us when you can.
Yes.
And with that, we'll say goodbye for another week. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.